What's up, guys? Jason Bullhogs Barbecue here. I just wanted to go over a quick review over this Chargriller Grand Champ. I searched around when I bought this, and I didn't really see any in-depth or quality reviews that would give me any insight as to the quality of this grill. I kind of just gave it a quick eyeball, and I figured for the price, it runs about $500 at Home Depot. I figured, what can I lose? If I didn't like it, I would just sell it. So, really quickly, I just wanted to go over this for you guys. It's pretty good, in my opinion. I've used it about 3 times. I've done some ribs, I've done some brisket. Every time has been pretty good results. Considering these come from a box store, a lot of people, especially if you're an experienced barbecue cook, you don't expect a whole lot from a box store grill. However, this might be the exception to the rule. As you see, you have a pretty large exhaust here, as opposed to some of the smaller ones at the box stores. Real quick on mine, because these are not welded, again, it's a box store grill. You're not going to get the quality you'd get from a Lifetime or an Old Country, something that's welded together. I put the high temperature silicone on all the gaps here at the exhaust. I put it in that was one of the bolts, sorry, right here in this gap from the firebox to the pit itself. I put it there to kind of seal the gaps, because again, these are not welded. You have to put them together with bolts. But even before I put the silicone, it didn't really get a lot of exhaust leaks. And because on these you have these already on felt gaskets here on the firebox and on the pit itself in the cooking chamber. As you can see, you have pretty heavy duty slide out racks. Get it out here. It's got quite a bit of space. I could fit 2 fairly large briskets here on top, and you can probably do another couple of racks of ribs on the top. 2 briskets on the bottom, and 2 on the racks of ribs or so on the top, whatever you want to do. You do have a grate on the bottom in case you want to use this as a direct cooker. It has this damper here, this heat deflector, that I guess is supposed to divert the heat and make it a little more evenly distributed. I personally have not seen that. To me, that's kind of a useless part. It might be doing what they intended it to do. I have no idea. I guess it diverts the heat off to the sides and lets it kind of circulate through the grill. But I have seen I get pretty dramatic temperature ranges. I am about 50 degrees higher, obviously, on the firebox side as opposed to the exhaust side. It ranges 50 to 75 degrees. I guess it just depends where I'm checking it. And I guess maybe if I've added a log or not. But I do see pretty dramatic differences. That's pretty common on any offset stick burner that doesn't have a baffle plate somewhere in, along the bottom. I have not found a baffle plate for this particular grill. I have a friend of mine who does steel work who came and got some measurements and is going to try to make me one, because again, I haven't been able to see one or find one on the internet anywhere. There's your exhaust. Again, these are pretty heavy duty grates. They're not typical for what you find in a box store grill. It has this folding table there for you to put your food before you put it in. It has these on the side for your tools. I like this particular box for your wood, it'll keep you from burning out your firebox a lot faster, because you're keeping all your heat directed in the center here. That's a nice addition. You don't typically find that on any grill, even the Old Country, Lifetime, anything like that. You don't see that there. It has a pretty large damper, and I like this especially. This slide out ash remover there is awesome. Yeah, it saves me a lot of trouble just by pulling it out and going and dumping it in the trash bag, putting it in the trash, whatever you need to do. It's great. That's a very nice addition as well. Again, you also have a felt gasket on the door. I don't get a lot of smoke coming out from the door or the firebox door. It's, from what I've seen and the experiences of using it, it does a pretty good job at holding in your heat and your smoke. Now, I'm in Texas. It is January, but anyone who's ever been in Texas before knows that it doesn't get that cold here that long. We've had some 30-degree nights, 40-degree nights. I have cooked in those, and this thing held temperature pretty well. I don't have to go through a lot of fuel. I use probably a log every hour or so, hour and a half, add a log, and it keeps me in the range I want to be. I just open the damper and open the exhaust however much I need to keep whatever temperature I want. It says it's XD. I guess they call that extreme duty steel, whatever the hell that means. It's about 1/8 inch steel, so it's not super heavy duty as you'd find on, you know, a 3/8 inch or a 1/4 inch steel that you'd find on some better brands. But again, for a box store cooker, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. I've used a lot of different grills. That's just some of my grills there. I've had so many more that I've sold, but I'm pretty experienced with different grills, and again, I have to say I'm pretty impressed with this grill for the price. Typically for something similar to this that's going to be welded construction, you're going to probably pay around $1,000, maybe a little more. Again, this one runs, I think, $500 at Home Depot. It comes with this one temperature gauge. I added these two, which is also another nice feature. It gives you the holes to add temperature gauges on each side, which is what I did. These work okay. They're not my favorite. These are from Lava Lock. You have to be careful when you're tightening them, because you can over tighten and it will move that needle a little bit. So you have to be careful when you do that. There might be better options out there. I just went with these because I like to have a good feel for my entire cooking chamber and where I'm at. Again, for what you get for this grill for $500, I mean, this is probably top of the line box store grill. I haven't seen one better for this price. Again, for something of welded construction that's like this, you're gonna pay $1,000 plus. Again, Old Country, Lifetimes, the ones you find at Academy, things like that, you don't get things like this here, you know, for your cooking wood and your charcoal. You don't get that. So it's pretty important in these particular Chargrillers and other box store grills, because anyone who's had one before that was a little cheaper knows that the fireboxes burn out over time, especially with a lot of use. But that will help keep it from happening. Again, it's about 1/8 inch steel. It is pretty heavy. It's about 250 to 260 pounds. It didn't take long to assemble. I did it by myself in about an hour. Wasn't too tough. It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, I'm gonna do another video showing a cook, so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about as far as smoke seepage and temperature variance etc. But yeah, hopefully this gives people a little better in-depth as far as this grill goes, because I'm sure again, if it's sold at Home Depot, there's probably a lot of people who did the same thing I did, which was look for some kind of review to see what people think. But yeah, this is it, guys. I mean, for $500, in my opinion, you can't beat this. It's about as good as it gets for that price. All right, guys, till the next one.